Is it because I'm not giving you money that you're not? All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, gentlemen on this side of the table. Good evening. So I thought I was going to be able to show you some slides. I had something really prepared, but it looks like I might have to do away with my slide and just speak to you from my heart for the next 10, 15 minutes. Now, you're in a game of sports, and you need to understand that sports is something that teaches all of us very important lessons in life. And just like I've been rightly introduced, I went to the same school with him, and I can tell you it's been more than 20 years that we left school together, and I'm not amazed that he's still doing what he was doing while he was in high school. That tells you consistency. Now, let me also quickly teach you a lesson from his consistency. I don't intend to run him down, but look at his stature right now. Then picture his stature 20 years ago. So if you picture what his stature was 20 years ago, and he would play with some guys that were much bigger than him, guys had stamina, they had stature, they were taller, but he always had a way to navigate around those taller guys. So that tells you that sometimes to succeed in life, you don't have to be the biggest in the room. You don't have to be the tallest in the room. But sometimes with a mental focus, you can do something that other people cannot do. Why? Because you have a different mental focus. So let's call this the mindset of champions. Everybody say we made the mindset of champions. Look at the lion, for example. How many of you think that the lion is the biggest animal in the bush? Is the lion the biggest animal in the bush? How come it's called the king of the jungle? Have you wondered why it's called the king of the jungle even though it's not the biggest animal? It's called the king of the jungle because of the tenacity of the lion. Have you seen a lion take on an elephant before? A lion is so daring that it will take on any animal. The only time it's wise enough to not take on any animal is when the lion is alone and all the other animals come as a group. It knows that it's a dead meat if it attacks other people, if it's coming as a single animal and there's a pack or there's a gang coming against him. But if you are behind your pack, if you are behind your group, trust me, one-on-one with the lion will never give up. It can take on, look at a giraffe, for example. I sometimes watch Natural Wild and I see a giraffe. Do you know how tall a giraffe is? Anybody? Any idea? It's more than 6 feet, it's more than 7 feet, it's more than 8 feet, maybe about 9 to 10 feet tall. How tall can a lion possibly be? I'm not sure there's any, maybe except for lions that were bred under special conditions, but most lions are probably not as tall as I am. Maybe about 3 feet, 4 feet at the highest. But a lion will take on an animal that's almost 10 feet or even taller than 10 feet. That's the mindset of a giraffe. In other words, when a lion comes around, it doesn't see the height of the opponent, it sees the weakness of the opponent. And because it's constantly looking at the weakness of the opponent, it knows where to attack. It knows where to come against that animal. That's why it's always able to bring that animal down, no matter how tall the animal is. Now, I know that you're not just here to play football. It's also the mindset that you will take on the pitch, off the pitch. In life, you've got to be disciplined. Everybody say discipline. You see, when you're disciplined, you will be successful. And somebody says, if talent does not work hard work will beat talent. If talent does not work hard, what will beat talent? Hard work. Somebody can be skillful. Many of you are seen players who can dribble. Many of you are seen players who are naturally talented. But after a while, you don't hear about them anymore. Only the disciplined players are the ones you continue to hear about. Why? It's because hard work will beat talent. On and off the pitch, you've got to be disciplined. And one example I keep giving to people is that years ago, I said to myself, why I'm not going to mess myself up with women is not because it's not a nice thing to play around with women. He told you I was one of the best speakers in my school. I was on the debating team. I wasn't the one toasting women. Women were sending letters to me. But hear this. Now that's not the focus. Here's the focus. Despite the fact that I had a lot of attention from them because of the way I spoke, we were winning debates. Of course, go back to Mayflower School. I was senior prefect in 2003. Go and ask them about me. And we were always winning debates. We won Erike debates. We went to Ikenne Community High School, Federal Government Girls College, Federal Government College Odobolu, and Ijebode Grammar School. All the schools around here, and we were winning debates. But one thing I said to myself, I said, imagine one day I become the governor of Ogun State. And when I do, a lady just shows up at the gates, okay, Mason, the government office, and says, call the governor. I have a baby for the governor. And everybody starts saying, what do you mean? I said, I have a baby for the governor. Bring him out. Will you be able to shut her down? If you try to shut her down, she's going to shout the more. And maybe she came with press men. Then all of a sudden, all the advisors around me, what do you think they'll say? Oh, let's shut her up. Let's give her some cash. And then you go and look for the money that you don't have, take it from the government treasury, then shut her up the first time. Maybe let's say with 5 million. Now, if you shut her up the first time and give her 5 million, would that be the last time she will come back? Once you start that, you will not be able to go back, and she's going to come back. Why? Lack of discipline for 5-10 minutes, maybe some 15-20 years ago, is now coming back to haunt you when you've got to your place, your final place or destination in life. So there are decisions you take today. If it involves lack of discipline, it will haunt you in future. As a footballer, you've got to be disciplined with your health, disciplined with your diet, disciplined with what you do, disciplined with your time. And if you don't have that discipline, just know that you started losing already. A loss in a match is not about lack of discipline, lack of coordination, lack of pass accuracy on the pitch. It starts with discipline. Discipline with your exercises. Discipline with your sleep routine. In our own school, what time did we wake up on a daily basis? 5:15 a.m. Every day for 6 years. 5:15 a.m. And when we got up 5:15 a.m., we would go to the pitch. For those of us who were boys, in our boxers. No shirts allowed. 5:15 a.m., whether it's a matter, no matter how cold it was, we would get out 5:15 a.m. in our boxers and run around the field at least 3 times. Many of you know Mayflower School, right? You know the Mayflower Junior School. You know the field there. We run around that field at least 3 times before they let us go. So imagine that kind of discipline for 6 years. Discipline will help you succeed. Then number 2, relationships. It's absolutely important that you build relationships and you honor those relationships. Some of you build relationships, and because you underrate the people that you're looking at today, you can't even imagine that they would amount to much or that they would become anyone. You look at them today, oh, is it not just this boy? Is it not just my friend? We went to school together. We did this together. We drink together. We have a glass of beer together. So why should I bother? Who is he? But you don't realize that that person, if you continue to underrate them, they will get to a point in life, and when they remember that you are one of the people underrating them, they may not honor you again. So build relationship. Everybody say build relationships and honor them. Don't treat people today based on who they are now. Treat them on the basis of who they may become. If you treat people on who they are today, you will miss the point. Guess what? Just about 3 weeks ago, the President of the Federal Republic appointed one of my former classmates as the DG of Nigeria Institute of Tourism or something. One of my classmates. How on earth would I have imagined that now my friend, my colleague, someone that we were together in school, in fact, my first book that I published, that gentleman was one of the co-authors. But today is the DG, appointed by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. One day, he was in a TV station as a staff of the TV station, and we were talking, we were gisting. The next day is the DG. Now they started opening the doors for him. He doesn't even carry his phone. He doesn't even carry his own tablets anymore. So it tells you that life can change overnight for some other people, but how you treat them today determines how they come back to treat you. So it's very important that you treat people well. Then number 3, stay hungry. Everybody stay hungry. When I say stay hungry, I'm not talking about Ibiripo. I'm not talking of Ikokore. I'm from around here, so I know very well. This happens to be my hometown. I'm not talking rice. I'm not talking jollof rice. And by the way, my friends here, I hope you've been given jollof rice. You've been given jollof rice. All right, have you tried Ibiripo? You don't know what that is. All right, I think you should give them a bruco. In this town, no, it's not fufu. It's different. It's from cocoyam. You know cocoyam, right? It's from cocoyam. It's like grounded cocoyam. Fantastic. Try it with fried stew. So here's the thing. When I say stay hungry, I mean be hungry for knowledge. Be hungry to succeed. Look at the gentleman today, our national pride, Victor Osimhen. One of the things that stands him out is what? Hunger. Look at the other gentleman. If I do a gesture now, everybody knows who I'm talking about. What stands him out? Hunger. He's 40 already. And at 40, he's still playing. And recently, CNN was asking him, when are you going to retire? When are you going to resign from football? He said, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe next year. He said, I still feel good. I still play well. And he's still on the pitch. Leo Messi is 39, thereabouts, right? And he's still playing. So you need to do what? Stay hungry. Listen, the person who is desperate to succeed will end up succeeding. The person who is desperate, not the one who is destined. The person who is desperate, not the one who is destined to succeed, will end up succeeding. I'll give you a quick story. Two gentlemen were told, oh, around here we believe in going to people and ask them, what's my fate? Am I going to succeed? What's my future? What's going to happen to me? And stuff like that. And this elderly man, out of his wisdom, said to these two gentlemen, he said, let's call him Mr. A. He said, you don't have to do anything in life. You're going to be successful. Then he said to Mr. B, Mr. B, no matter what you do in life, you will never be successful. Guess what happened after then? Since Mr. A had been informed that no matter what he does, in fact, he does not have to do anything to be successful, he just sat down at home and did nothing. Waiting for the day he's going to be successful, waiting for the day he's going to become the king of the town, and everybody's going to come with royalties and give him money, give him cars, give him all the nice things in the world. But guess what? Mr. B went to work and worked so hard. After some years, we found out that Mr. A never amounted to much, despite the prediction that he was going to be successful, regardless of what he does. But Mr. B, who was told that even if you work hard in life, you won't be successful, he worked hard and became successful. So your work ethics must be crazy. Say to your neighbor, your work ethics must be crazy. When he was telling you I've written quite a number, I've written 30 books. And I didn't just wake up to write 30 books. It's been over 20 years of writing at least an article on a daily basis. And over time, those articles just easily became books. It's a discipline. I hardly sleep before 1 a.m. Hardly sleep before 1 a.m. It's not that anybody is saying you can't sleep now. But I know that there's so much work to be done. So make sure that your work ethics is what? Crazy. And listen to me. Let me wrap up with this because I can see that there is anticipation for me to wrap up. In your quest to become a successful footballer, don't ever assume that you are never going to need education. In your quest to become what? A successful footballer, don't ever assume that you're never going to need education. Because trust me, you're only going to play, most people, no matter how strong you are, no matter how fit, no matter how healthy you are, many of you will not be able to play football after 35 or at 35. Is that correct? How many professional footballers are able to play until the age of 35? Not many. Not many. So what happens to you after 35? Some of our footballers here in Nigeria, some of them make good money from Europe, but they came back to Nigeria broke. Why did they come back to Nigeria broke? When they were making money, they didn't think to develop themselves. They didn't think to equip themselves. Many of them cannot even speak at gatherings today. And all they have is the past glory of being a former Nigerian international superstar. Please don't joke with your education. Look at Michelle Alozie today. I guess all of you know her, right? A footballer in the afternoon and a researcher in the night. It's so important that you don't joke with that, because when this phase of your life is over, what you have inside of you is what will matter. Right now, your legs will matter, your dribbling skills will matter, your tenacity will matter, your physical strength will matter. But after the age of 35, all of that will not matter anymore. Many of you will be super fit now. You have six packs. How many of you have seen footballers that had six packs when they were playing, but today they have only one large pack? You know what I mean by one large pack? So it's important that take care of yourself, stay hungry, stay mentally alert, develop yourself, develop yourself, develop yourself. Please let me tell your friend, develop yourself. And develop yourself to the point that you can stand in front of anybody and talk. Anybody. It doesn't matter who is coming around. If they tell some of you now that the president of the Federal Republic is coming here and they ask you to stand in front of you, you will enter the ground. Why? Because you don't know what to say, you don't have what to say. So be hungry. And finally, I'll come back to discipline again. If the money ever comes, don't chase women first. If the money ever comes, what did I say don't do? If the money ever comes, don't chase women first. If the money ever comes, don't do what? Don't chase women first. Put something on ground for yourself first. Put something on ground for yourself. And when I say put something on ground for your first, for yourself, I'm talking about building a house. I'm talking about building skills. I'm talking about building, put some solid assets on the ground for yourself first before you start running after women. And it will be smart for you to have a doctor as a friend, a lawyer as a friend, and a consultant as a friend. You may not understand now, but when you get into your mid-30s and 40s, you will understand why it's important to have a lawyer. Many of you have heard of Ikenne, right? You know what Ikenne did, right? Yeah. So make sure that you have a doctor, a lawyer, and of course a consultant as a friend. I hope that with the little time I've spent with you, you understand that it's important to stay hungry, stay focused, and stay disciplined. Thank you. God bless you. Good job. All right.